In a world that constantly bombards us with ideals of perfection and success, many of us grapple with feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and the relentless pursuit of validation. We often find ourselves stuck in a cycle of comparison, measuring our worth against carefully curated images and accomplishments that are not our own. This struggle can leave us feeling lost, disconnected, and unworthy, overshadowing our unique gifts and potential for fulfillment. This book seeks to illuminate the transformative power of self-acceptance, guiding you on a journey toward embracing your authentic self without judgment. By exploring the essence of self-acceptance and addressing the myths of perfectionism, you will discover practical strategies to foster a positive mindset, cultivate resilience, and ultimately celebrate your unique journey. Readers will benefit from enhanced emotional well-being, deeper connections with themselves and others, and the freedom to pursue their true passions without the weight of unrealistic expectations. To make the most of this book, engage with each chapter thoughtfully and participate in the accompanying exercises that encourage reflection and action. By taking the time to explore your inner landscape, you will pave the way for a renewed sense of self-worth and empowerment. So, let's embark on this journey together. Embrace your imperfect, beautiful self and unlock the happiness and fulfillment that await you. Chapter 1. The essence of self-acceptance. In our journey through life, we often find ourselves caught in a whirlwind of expectations, comparisons, and judgments, both from ourselves and others. This chapter delves into the essence of self-acceptance, a powerful concept that serves as the foundation for personal fulfillment and happiness. Understanding self-acceptance begins with recognizing and embracing our true selves, without the harsh lens of judgment that so often clouds our perception. It invites us to acknowledge our strengths and flaws, allowing us to see ourselves as we truly are, imperfect yet valuable. When we cultivate self-acceptance, we lay the groundwork for emotional well-being and personal growth. Imagine a professional who feels unworthy due to constant comparisons with colleagues. This individual may find themselves trapped in a cycle of self-doubt, unable to appreciate their unique contributions. However, through the journey of self-acceptance, they learn to embrace their distinct skills, realizing that their worth is not defined by how they measure up to others. This shift not only enhances their confidence, but also opens the door to new opportunities and experiences, allowing them to thrive in their environment. Similarly, consider someone grappling with body image issues. In a world that often emphasizes appearance over substance, it can be challenging to appreciate one's body for what it does, rather than how it looks. By learning to appreciate their body for its functionality, its strength, resilience, and ability to carry them through life, they move toward a healthier relationship with themselves. This newfound appreciation leads to greater self-love and acceptance, which in turn fosters a more positive outlook on life. To cultivate self-acceptance, it's essential to engage in practices that reinforce our worth. One effective exercise is writing a letter to yourself, expressing love and appreciation for who you are. As you put pen to paper, reflect on your journey, the challenges you've faced, and the strengths that have emerged from those experiences. Another helpful exercise involves identifying 3 personal strengths and reflecting on how they have positively impacted your life. These activities not only foster a deeper understanding of ourselves, but also help us build a solid foundation of self-acceptance. As we navigate through the complexities of life, it becomes clear that accepting ourselves is not merely a nice idea, it is a crucial step toward achieving genuine happiness and fulfillment. When we embrace who we are, imperfections included, we open ourselves to richer, more meaningful connections with others. Through self-acceptance, we can cultivate healthier relationships that are based on authenticity rather than the fear of judgment or comparison. In conclusion, the journey to self-acceptance is transformative. It empowers us to step into our true selves, paving the way for a life filled with joy, connection, and personal growth. By accepting ourselves, we unlock the door to a brighter, more fulfilling future, where happiness is not a distant goal, but a daily reality. Embrace this journey and allow self-acceptance to guide you toward the life you truly deserve. Chapter 2: The Myths of Perfectionism. In our pursuit of success and self-worth, we often encounter the suffocating grip of perfectionism. This chapter delves into the myths surrounding perfectionism, shedding light on how these unrealistic standards can hinder our progress and ultimately diminish our happiness. The first myth to confront is the belief that perfectionism equates to high standards. While striving for excellence can be admirable, the unyielding quest for perfection often leads to chronic dissatisfaction. When we hold ourselves to an unattainable ideal, we set the stage for disappointment. Instead of celebrating achievements, we fixate on what remains undone or what could have been better. This brings us to the importance of embracing imperfection. Accepting that flaws and mistakes are part of the human experience can foster creativity and resilience. When we allow ourselves to be imperfect, we open ourselves to new possibilities. Consider the student who, paralyzed by the fear of failure, avoids taking risks. By clinging to perfection, they miss out on valuable learning experiences that come from trial and error. Alternatively, think of the artist who spends excessive time perfecting a single piece of work. Eventually, they discover that sharing their imperfect creations resonates more deeply with audiences, inviting connection and authenticity. Building on this understanding, we must shift our focus from perfection to progress. Small steps can lead to significant change, and acknowledging incremental growth is crucial in fostering a healthy mindset. One practical exercise to help combat perfectionism involves creating a list of areas in your life where you seek perfection. Reflect on this list and identify one area to let go of that pursuit. Another effective strategy is to set a good enough goal for a task you typically overthink. Challenge yourself to complete it without striving for perfection, embracing the idea that progress is more important than flawless execution. As we conclude this exploration of perfectionism, it becomes clear that letting go of these unrealistic standards is essential for enjoying the journey of life. When we release the need for perfection, we allow ourselves the freedom to grow authentically. Embracing our imperfections not only cultivates self-acceptance, but also opens the door to deeper connections with ourselves and others. In this way, we can find joy in the process rather than becoming ensnared by unattainable ideals. Ultimately, it is through accepting our imperfections that we unlock our true potential and lead more fulfilling lives. Chapter 3: Embracing your flaws. Embracing our flaws can be a powerful catalyst for personal growth and self-love. It is easy to fall into the trap of viewing imperfections as shortcomings that need to be hidden or changed. However, this chapter invites you to shift your perspective and recognize that flaws are, in fact, an integral part of what makes us unique. By celebrating our imperfections, we can begin to foster a deeper sense of self-acceptance and appreciation. Let's begin by exploring the profound impact of acknowledging our flaws. Self-acceptance is not about achieving perfection. Rather, it is about recognizing and embracing who we are, flaws included. When we acknowledge our imperfections, we take the first step toward working with them rather than against them. This process can spark personal growth, as it encourages us to reflect on how these flaws shape our identities and experiences. For instance, consider a professional who has always dreaded public speaking. By acknowledging this fear instead of shying away from it, they can use it as a bridge to connect with others who share similar anxieties. This shared vulnerability creates a bond that fosters understanding and empathy, making the professional's fear a source of strength rather than a weakness. Building on this understanding, it's essential to realize that our flaws can lead to deeper connections with others. When we embrace our imperfections, we open ourselves up to authentic relationships. Vulnerability invites others to share their own struggles, creating a safe space where mutual support can flourish. For example, a woman who has learned to love her scars transforms them from symbols of pain into stories of survival and resilience. By sharing her journey, she not only heals herself, but also inspires others to embrace their own imperfections. In this way, flaws become a source of strength that unites us through our shared human experience. To put these concepts into practice, consider engaging in reflective exercises that encourage self-discovery. Start by identifying 3 personal flaws that you perceive negatively. As you write about them, challenge yourself to explore how these flaws contribute positively to your life. Perhaps a tendency to be overly cautious has prevented you from making rash decisions, or maybe your sensitivity has allowed you to forge deeper emotional connections with others. By reframing your perspective, you can begin to appreciate the unique qualities that your flaws bring to your life. Another exercise involves sharing a story about a flaw that turned into a strength with a friend or family member. This act of storytelling not only reinforces your own acceptance of your flaws, but also encourages others to reflect on their experiences. As you engage in this dialogue, you may find that you inspire someone else to embrace their imperfections and recognize the beauty in their uniqueness. As we conclude this exploration of embracing flaws, it is vital to understand that accepting our imperfections does not mean resigning ourselves to them. Instead, it signifies a journey towards self-love and acceptance. By acknowledging our flaws, we open the door to a richer, more fulfilling life. In celebrating the intricate tapestry of our experiences, both the strengths and the weaknesses, we cultivate a deeper appreciation for ourselves and those around us. Through this process, we learn to love ourselves more fully, flaws and all, paving the way for authentic connections and a life lived with intention and grace. Chapter 4: The Freedom of Good Enough Thinking. In a world where perfection often reigns supreme, the idea of being good enough can feel like a radical departure from the norm. Yet this chapter invites you to explore the liberating mindset that comes with embracing yourself as simply good enough. By doing so, you can transform your outlook on life and embark on a journey toward greater happiness and fulfillment. Let's begin by acknowledging the relentless pressure of self-evaluation that many of us experience. This constant comparison to others and the unrealistic standards we set for ourselves can lead to feelings of inadequacy and anxiety. However, adopting a good enough mindset can free you from this cycle. It allows you to recognize that your best effort is sufficient, sparking a shift in how you perceive your achievements and capabilities. You no longer have to measure your worth against the often unattainable benchmarks set by society or by yourself. Building on this understanding, it's essential to acknowledge that accepting ourselves as good enough paves the way for a more balanced and joyful approach to life. Instead of being consumed by the need for validation or the fear of failure, you can focus on what truly matters to you. This acceptance cultivates a sense of peace that permeates all aspects of your life, allowing you to enjoy each moment and find joy in the process, rather than fixating on the outcome. Consider the scenario of a parent who constantly compares their parenting style to others, leading to feelings of inadequacy and guilt. When this parent realizes that doing their best is not only enough but commendable, they begin to embrace their unique approach to raising their children. By letting go of the pressure to conform to someone else's standards, they foster a nurturing environment in which they and their children can thrive. As a result, their confidence grows, and they experience a deeper joy in parenting. Similarly, imagine an employee who has always sought validation from their superiors, leading to a cycle of stress and self-doubt. Upon recognizing their contributions as valuable in their own right, they learn to appreciate their role within the team. This newfound perspective allows them to approach their work with enthusiasm, contributing creatively without the weight of constant self-criticism. They discover that their efforts are meaningful, leading to a more enriching and fulfilling work experience. To put these concepts into practice, consider creating a good enough affirmation that resonates with you. This simple yet powerful phrase can serve as a daily reminder to embrace your worth and acknowledge your efforts without judgment. Additionally, take time to reflect on recent accomplishments through the lens of good enough thinking. Recognize how your contributions, no matter how small, have positively impacted your life and the lives of others. As we conclude, embracing the idea of being good enough can significantly alter your path toward a happier, more fulfilled life. The freedom that comes from letting go of perfectionism opens doors to new experiences and genuine connections with yourself and those around you. By acknowledging your worth and celebrating your efforts, you embark on a journey where joy becomes the focal point and self-acceptance flourishes. Chapter 5. Breaking free from self-doubt. In our journey towards self-acceptance, one of the most formidable obstacles we encounter is self-doubt. It can manifest in various ways, often paralyzing us and preventing us from pursuing our goals. This pervasive feeling can whisper insidious thoughts that we are not good enough, skilled enough, or deserving enough to accomplish what we dream of. Understanding self-doubt is the first step in dismantling its power over us. To begin with, it is crucial to recognize that self-doubt is a common experience shared by many, regardless of their level of success. For instance, consider the story of an aspiring writer who is filled with trepidation when it comes to sharing their work. After hesitating for weeks, they finally decide to submit a piece to a literary magazine. This leap of faith is made possible by the encouragement of peers who believe in their talent. As they send off their submission, the weight of self-doubt begins to lift, replaced by a sense of empowerment. This scenario illustrates that acknowledging and confronting self-doubt can lead to significant breakthroughs. Similarly, imagine an individual who has been in their job for several years, often feeling unqualified for a promotion that seems just out of reach. Despite their apprehension and the nagging voice that suggests they are not ready, they reflect on their past successes and realize they have consistently delivered quality work. With this newfound clarity, they muster the courage to apply for the promotion, transforming self-doubt into a catalyst for growth. By focusing on achievements rather than perceived inadequacies, they open the door to new possibilities. One of the most effective strategies for combating self-doubt is to maintain a success journal. This practice involves documenting daily accomplishments, no matter how small they may seem. By regularly recording these victories, you create a tangible reminder of your capabilities and progress. Over time, this journal serves as a powerful tool to counter the negative thoughts that often accompany self-doubt. In addition to keeping a success journal, incorporating positive affirmations into your daily routine can significantly bolster your confidence. Consider crafting a list of 5 affirmations that resonate with you. These could include phrases like, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I embrace my unique talents." Reciting these affirmations regularly can help retrain your mind to focus on your strengths rather than your insecurities. As we navigate through the challenges of self-doubt, it's essential to surround ourselves with supportive people who uplift and encourage us. These individuals can provide the reassurance we need when our confidence wavers. Engaging with a positive community, whether it's friends, family, or a support group, can create a nurturing environment that encourages self-acceptance. Ultimately, overcoming self-doubt is essential for embracing who we are and pursuing our dreams. It involves recognizing that we all experience moments of uncertainty, but that these feelings do not define our worth or potential. By taking actionable steps, like maintaining a success journal and practicing positive affirmations, we can combat the paralyzing nature of self-doubt. As we build resilience and foster self-compassion, we empower ourselves to step boldly into our aspirations, transforming doubt into determination and fear into freedom. Chapter 6. Building a positive mindset. In our journey towards self-acceptance, nurturing a positive mindset emerges as a crucial element that can significantly enhance our resilience and overall well-being. A positive mindset not only shapes how we perceive challenges, but also influences our emotional health, guiding us toward a more fulfilling life. Let's begin by exploring the transformative power of gratitude practices. When we intentionally focus on what we are thankful for, we shift our attention away from negativity and cultivate a more optimistic outlook. This shift can be profound. For instance, consider someone facing the daunting reality of job loss. By adopting a gratitude practice, they might start to recognize the skills they have developed, the supportive relationships they can lean on, and the new opportunities that lie ahead. This simple change in perspective can inspire renewed motivation and a clearer vision for the future. Building on this understanding, visualization techniques also play an essential role in fostering a positive mindset. When we visualize our goals, we create a mental image of success that can serve as a powerful motivator. Picture an individual who has recently lost their job. Instead of succumbing to despair, they take time each day to visualize their next career step, imagining the excitement of landing a new position that aligns with their passions. This practice not only helps them stay focused on their aspirations, but also reinforces their belief in their ability to overcome obstacles. To put these concepts into practice, consider starting a daily gratitude journal. Each day, take a moment to list 3 things you are thankful for. This could be as simple as a warm cup of coffee in the morning, a kind word from a friend, or the beauty of nature outside your window. Over time, this practice can transform your mindset, allowing you to appreciate the abundance in your life rather than fixating on what is lacking. Additionally, practicing visualization can be incredibly effective. Choose a specific goal you wish to achieve, whether it's personal or professional. Spend a few minutes each day picturing not only the end result, but also the steps needed to get there. Imagine yourself taking action, overcoming obstacles, and ultimately reaching your goal. This technique can instill a sense of purpose and direction, empowering you to move forward with confidence. As we conclude this chapter, it becomes clear that cultivating a positive mindset is not merely a feel-good exercise, but a powerful tool for creating the life you desire. By incorporating gratitude practices and visualization techniques into your daily routine, you not only enhance your resilience, but also open yourself up to a world of possibilities. Embracing positivity can lead to profound changes in how you relate to yourself and others, ultimately enriching your journey towards self-acceptance and fulfillment. Chapter 7. Your worth isn't defined by mistakes. Mistakes often carry a heavy weight in our minds, frequently viewed as failures rather than the invaluable lessons they truly are. This chapter invites you to shift your perspective on mistakes, understanding them as essential milestones on the path to personal growth. Recognizing that mistakes are not the end, but rather the beginning of a new understanding can transform how you approach challenges in life. At the core of this understanding lies the belief that your intrinsic worth remains unchanged, regardless of the errors you make. Every individual is inherently valuable, and these missteps do not diminish that worth. Instead, they provide opportunities to learn, adapt, and emerge stronger. When you reframe mistakes as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities and growth. Consider the journey of a student who, after failing an exam, chooses to seek help. Initially overwhelmed by disappointment, they realize that this setback can be a catalyst for change. By reaching out for guidance and adjusting their study habits, they transform the experience into a powerful lesson that ultimately leads to success. This shift from viewing failure as a definitive endpoint to seeing it as a chance for improvement illustrates the profound impact of reframing mistakes. Similarly, think about an entrepreneur who faces a failed project. Instead of succumbing to despair, they take a step back to evaluate what went wrong. By analyzing the situation, they extract valuable insights that inform their next venture, leading to a successful business model. This ability to learn from mistakes not only fosters resilience, but also cultivates a mindset of continuous improvement. As you navigate your own journey, consider engaging in reflective exercises that deepen your understanding of mistakes. Begin by writing about a mistake you've made, focusing on the lessons learned. What insights did it provide? How did it shape your approach moving forward? This practice encourages you to extract value from your experiences and reinforces the notion that mistakes are not a reflection of your worth. In addition to reflection, create a plan to incorporate your learnings into future endeavors. Identify specific areas where you can apply the insights gained from past errors. This proactive approach not only fosters growth, but also empowers you to move forward with renewed confidence. As we conclude this exploration, remember that recognizing mistakes do not define your worth is crucial for achieving self-acceptance. Embrace the journey of learning and allow each mistake to serve as a stepping stone toward your personal evolution. By cultivating a mindset that values growth over perfection, you'll find freedom in the process of becoming your authentic self. Embrace your journey, mistakes and all, knowing that they are integral to your growth and self-acceptance. Chapter 8. The Impact of Negative Self-Talk. In the journey toward self-acceptance, the impact of negative self-talk cannot be overstated. This internal dialogue often becomes a relentless critic, undermining our confidence and fostering a sense of inadequacy. As we explore the detrimental effects of this inner voice, it becomes clear that recognizing its presence is the first step toward reclaiming our self-worth. Negative self-talk can manifest in various ways, from harsh criticisms about our appearance to doubts about our abilities. This pervasive habit can erode self-esteem, making it difficult to embrace who we truly are. Imagine an employee who has always been diligent and skilled, but finds themselves plagued by thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed." Over time, these beliefs can lead to a decline in performance, as the fear of inadequacy overshadows their capabilities. However, this scenario can shift dramatically when one begins to recognize these patterns. By consciously replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations, like "I am capable" or "I bring value to my team," the employee can gradually rebuild their confidence. This transformation not only enhances their work performance, but also fosters a healthier mindset. Similarly, consider a student who faces the pressures of academic success. During challenging assignments, they might fall into a cycle of self-criticism, telling themselves, "I always mess up," or "I'll never understand this." Such thoughts can stifle creativity and hinder learning. By adopting a more supportive self-talk approach, one that acknowledges effort rather than perfection, the student can cultivate resilience. Phrases like, "I am learning and growing," can replace the harsh self-judgments, creating a more constructive internal dialogue that promotes both understanding and acceptance of their unique learning journey. To combat negative self-talk effectively, it is essential to engage in practical exercises that reinforce self-compassion. One powerful technique involves identifying common negative thoughts that arise and consciously replacing them with positive affirmations. Take a moment to reflect on the phrases that often echo in your mind. For each negative thought, think of a corresponding positive affirmation. This simple yet profound shift can alter your perception of yourself and your capabilities. Another meaningful exercise is to practice self-compassion by writing a letter to yourself as if you were addressing a dear friend. In this letter, acknowledge your feelings, struggles, and imperfections with kindness. Remind yourself that everyone faces challenges and that it is okay to be human. By externalizing these thoughts and feelings, you create a safe space for understanding and acceptance. This exercise not only nurtures a sense of self-love, but also reinforces the idea that you deserve the same compassion you readily extend to others. As we navigate the complexities of self-acceptance, it is vital to understand that combating negative self-talk with self-compassion can significantly enhance our journey. By recognizing the harmful nature of our inner critic and actively choosing to replace those thoughts with kindness and support, we open the door to a more fulfilling and authentic existence. In embracing this practice, we cultivate a deeper sense of self-worth and allow ourselves to flourish, unencumbered by the weight of self-doubt. Through this process, we learn that our worth is inherent and not contingent upon others' opinions or our perceived flaws. Ultimately, the path to self-acceptance is illuminated by the light of self-compassion, guiding us to embrace our true selves with love and understanding. Chapter 9. Practicing self-compassion daily. In our journey towards self-acceptance, cultivating self-compassion emerges as a vital practice that can significantly enhance our emotional resilience. By incorporating daily acts of kindness toward ourselves, we lay a foundation for emotional well-being that nurtures personal growth and fosters a deeper connection to our shared human experiences. This chapter invites you to explore practical ways to weave self-compassion into your everyday life, creating a nurturing environment for your mind and spirit. Let's begin by exploring the idea that daily self-compassion practices can transform our emotional landscape. When we consciously dedicate time to acknowledge our feelings and treat ourselves with kindness, we create a safe space for healing and growth. For instance, consider a person navigating the painful aftermath of a breakup. Instead of succumbing to self-criticism and harsh judgments, they choose to engage in daily self-kindness by writing down affirmations or taking moments to reflect on their worth. This practice not only aids in their healing process, but also fosters a deeper understanding of their emotions, allowing them to emerge stronger and more resilient. Building on this understanding, we can see how self-compassion plays a crucial role in facing life's challenges. Take, for example, an individual grappling with job-related stress. Rather than berating themselves for perceived inadequacies, they learn to treat themselves with patience and understanding. This shift in perspective encourages them to approach challenges with a sense of curiosity and openness, ultimately leading to greater resilience and adaptability in their professional life. To put these concepts into practice, it is essential to establish daily rituals that prioritize self-compassion. Consider setting aside time each day for activities that promote mindfulness, such as meditation or deep breathing exercises. These practices not only ground you in the present moment, but also reinforce your commitment to treating yourself with kindness. Additionally, engaging in a self-kindness ritual can be profoundly rewarding. Whether it's indulging in a favorite hobby, enjoying a warm bath, or simply taking a walk in nature, these moments of self-care remind you of your intrinsic worth and the importance of nurturing your well-being. As we conclude, it's clear that making self-compassion a daily practice enriches our lives in ways that extend far beyond individual moments of kindness. By embracing this mindset, we strengthen our sense of worth and foster a healthier relationship with ourselves and the world around us. Ultimately, the journey of self-compassion invites us to celebrate our shared human experience, recognizing that each of us deserves kindness, understanding, and love, both from others and, most importantly, from ourselves. Chapter 10. The Gift of Vulnerability. In this chapter, we delve into the profound yet often misunderstood power of vulnerability, exploring how it serves as a crucial bridge to deeper connections and self-acceptance. Many people mistakenly perceive vulnerability as a sign of weakness, fearing that showing their true selves might lead to rejection or judgment. However, embracing vulnerability is in fact an essential pathway to authenticity. When we allow ourselves to be seen, flaws and all, we create opportunities for genuine connections with others, fostering relationships built on trust, empathy, and understanding. Consider the individual who decides to share their mental health struggles in a support group. Initially hesitant, they find that revealing their vulnerabilities resonates with others, paving the way for mutual understanding and compassion. This act of courage not only cultivates a sense of belonging, but also initiates a healing process, as both the individual and their peers recognize they are not alone in their struggles. Such moments highlight that vulnerability can be incredibly powerful, drawing people closer and creating a shared space for healing and growth. In a different context, imagine a leader who openly discusses their challenges with the team. By admitting their own uncertainties and setbacks, they model a culture of transparency and trust. This vulnerability encourages team members to share their struggles without fear of judgment, fostering an environment where everyone feels valued and understood. When leaders embrace vulnerability, they not only enhance their relationships with their teams, but also create a more cohesive and innovative work environment. Building on these insights, it's essential to recognize that vulnerability is not merely about sharing our struggles, it's also about inviting others into our authentic selves. This invitation can lead to transformative connections and enrich our relationships. Acknowledging our vulnerabilities allows us to connect on a deeper emotional level, fostering a sense of belonging and acceptance that is often missing in superficial interactions. To put these concepts into practice, reflect on a time when vulnerability led to a positive outcome in your life. Perhaps it was a moment of sharing a personal challenge with a friend or expressing your true feelings in a difficult situation. Consider how that experience impacted your relationship and your sense of self-acceptance. Additionally, practice sharing something personal with a trusted friend or family member. This act of openness can strengthen your bond and deepen your understanding of one another, creating a safe space for both parties to explore their vulnerabilities. As we conclude this chapter, it's clear that embracing vulnerability is a powerful step toward authenticity. It opens the door to deeper connections with ourselves and others, allowing us to experience the richness of human relationships. By acknowledging our vulnerabilities and sharing our true selves, we foster a culture of acceptance and empathy, ultimately leading to personal growth and a profound sense of belonging in our lives. Chapter 11. Your physical space matters. In exploring the profound impact our physical environment has on our mental well-being and journey towards self-acceptance, we begin to understand that our surroundings can either uplift us or create obstacles in our path. A cluttered space often leads to a cluttered mind, creating distractions that can impede our ability to focus and think clearly. When our environment is disorganized, it can feel as though chaos reigns not just around us, but within us as well. This understanding invites us to consider how we can cultivate spaces that reflect clarity, purpose, and comfort. As we delve deeper into this concept, we find that creating a supportive physical environment enhances mental clarity and fosters a sense of peace. When we take the time to organize our surroundings, we often experience a corresponding sense of calm and control. Consider the individual who dedicates a weekend to transforming their home office. By sorting through the papers, clearing off the desk, and creating a designated space for everything, they find themselves not only more productive, but also mentally clearer. This newfound organization allows their creativity and focus to flourish, demonstrating the direct link between our environment and our mental state. Similarly, let's take the example of a student who transforms their study space. By adding personal touches like motivational quotes, favorite artwork, or even plants, they create an inviting atmosphere that inspires them to engage with their studies. This environment becomes a reflection of their aspirations and goals, fostering motivation and a sense of belonging. When we personalize our spaces, we communicate to ourselves that we are worthy of comfort and inspiration. It is an act of self-love, reinforcing our identity and promoting self-acceptance. But to put these concepts into practice, consider dedicating time to declutter and organize a specific area in your home. Start small, perhaps tackle a cluttered drawer or your workspace. As you clear away unnecessary items, pay attention to how this process impacts your mood and thought patterns. You may find that the act of organizing itself is therapeutic, allowing you to release mental baggage along with physical clutter. Additionally, think about how you can personalize your space with items that inspire and uplift you. This could include photographs of loved ones, art pieces that spark joy, or even books that resonate with your personal journey. Each item should serve as a reminder of your values, aspirations, and the beauty of who you are. By intentionally curating your environment, you create a sanctuary that nurtures your soul and enhances your journey towards self-acceptance. As we conclude this exploration, it becomes clear that a supportive physical space is more than just a backdrop to our lives. It is a vital component of our mental well-being. By consciously creating environments that reflect our true selves and support our growth, we foster a healthier mindset and cultivate deeper self-acceptance. Embrace the opportunity to transform your space, and in doing so, you may just find that you are transforming your mind and heart as well. Chapter 12: Curating Your Digital Presence. In today's digital age, our online environments have a profound impact on how we perceive ourselves and interact with the world. This chapter emphasizes the importance of managing our digital spaces to foster positive self-worth and acceptance. As we navigate social media platforms, websites, and online communities, it becomes essential to curate our digital presence thoughtfully. To begin with, it's important to recognize that our digital interactions can significantly influence our self-perception. The accounts we follow, the content we consume, and the interactions we engage in can either uplift us or drag us down. When we fill our feeds with positivity, inspiration, and support, we naturally cultivate a more positive self-image. Conversely, exposure to negativity, comparison, or toxic behaviors can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. Therefore, taking control of our digital environments is a crucial step toward enhancing our self-acceptance. This journey begins with the act of unfollowing. Many of us may be following accounts that trigger negative comparisons or evoke feelings of unworthiness. For instance, someone might find themselves feeling insecure after viewing the seemingly perfect lives of influencers. By actively unfollowing these accounts, we can create a healthier online atmosphere. Imagine a social media user who decides to remove accounts that constantly promote unattainable beauty standards or lifestyles. As they free themselves from these negative influences, they begin to notice an improvement in their self-esteem and overall mental well-being. Moreover, the importance of building a positive online community cannot be overstated. Engaging with groups and individuals that promote personal growth, kindness, and empowerment can serve as a powerful antidote to the toxicity that often pervades digital spaces. Picture someone who joins a supportive online group focused on mental health and self-improvement. Through sharing experiences, exchanging advice, and offering encouragement, they find a sense of belonging that significantly boosts their self-confidence. This supportive network reinforces the notion that they are not alone on their journey and that their struggles are valid. As we reflect on our digital habits, it's helpful to take a step back and review our social media feeds. Identify at least one account that does not serve your well-being. Perhaps it promotes unrealistic expectations or fosters negativity. By unfollowing this account, you take a proactive step toward cultivating a healthier digital environment. Additionally, seek out online communities that align with your values and aspirations. Engage with content that inspires you and connects you with like-minded individuals dedicated to personal growth. In conclusion, creating and maintaining a positive digital presence is essential in our journey towards self-acceptance and personal growth. By curating our online environments, unfollowing negativity, and building supportive communities, we can foster a sense of self-worth that thrives in both the digital and real world. Each small change contributes to a more empowering online experience, ultimately leading to a deeper acceptance of ourselves. Chapter 13: The Importance of Positive Influences. In our journey towards self-acceptance, the influence of those around us plays a pivotal role. The relationships we nurture can either uplift us or weigh us down, shaping our self-perception in profound ways. By surrounding ourselves with positive influences, we create an environment that fosters self-love, acceptance, and personal growth. Let's begin by exploring how the people we spend time with significantly affect our self-worth. When we are in the company of encouraging and supportive individuals, we are more likely to see ourselves through a compassionate lens. Conversely, negative relationships can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. For instance, consider someone who has been surrounded by friends who constantly criticize or belittle their achievements. Over time, this person may internalize those negative messages, diminishing their self-esteem and hindering their journey toward acceptance. It is essential to recognize the impact of these relationships and make conscious choices about who we allow into our lives. Building on this understanding, positive relationships can serve as a powerful catalyst for self-acceptance. When we engage with individuals who inspire us and believe in our potential, we begin to mirror their outlook. Picture someone who finds a mentor who encourages their ambitions and celebrates their successes. This supportive dynamic fosters a sense of self-worth that empowers them to pursue their goals with confidence. By nurturing these kinds of relationships, we reinforce our belief in ourselves and pave the way for personal growth. This brings us to the importance of setting boundaries with negative influences. It's crucial to identify individuals who drain our energy or perpetuate negativity in our lives. By distancing ourselves from these relationships, we create space for healthier connections to flourish. For example, someone may choose to limit contact with a friend whose constant complaints and pessimism overshadow their own positivity. As a result, they experience a noticeable boost in their mood and outlook, allowing them to focus on their self-acceptance journey without the weight of negativity. To put these concepts into practice, take a moment to reflect on the 5 people you spend the most time with. Consider how they influence your self-worth and overall happiness. Are they uplifting and supportive, or do they bring you down? By evaluating these relationships, you can make informed decisions about who to prioritize in your life. Additionally, reach out to a positive influence in your life, whether it's a friend, family member, or mentor, and express your gratitude for their support. Acknowledging their impact can strengthen your bond and reinforce the importance of surrounding yourself with positivity. As we conclude this chapter, it is clear that nurturing positive relationships is a vital component of cultivating self-acceptance. The people we choose to keep close can amplify our sense of worth and fulfillment, guiding us on our journey toward embracing ourselves fully. By fostering connections that inspire and uplift, we empower ourselves to thrive, ultimately leading to a more authentic and rewarding life. Embrace the power of positive influences and watch as your self-acceptance flourishes in their presence. Chapter 14. Letting go of unrealistic expectations. As we embark on this exploration of unrealistic expectations, it becomes essential to recognize how these standards can create a web of disappointment and self-judgment in our lives. Often we set our sights on ideals that are not only far removed from our realities, but also create a sense of failure when we inevitably fall short. This chapter serves as a guide to recognizing these expectations and reimagining what success and fulfillment can look like for each of us. Unrealistic expectations can manifest in various forms. For instance, we might expect ourselves to achieve perfection in our careers, relationships, or personal lives. This relentless pursuit can lead to chronic feelings of inadequacy, where we measure our worth against an unrealistic yardstick. As these feelings accumulate, they morph into a persistent narrative of self-doubt that can stifle our growth and happiness. However, acknowledging this cycle is the first step toward breaking free. Let's consider a professional who has always strived for excellence. Initially, this mindset can propel an individual to achieve great things. Yet, over time, the pressure to maintain an unattainable standard can lead to burnout and dissatisfaction. By learning to set achievable goals instead of chasing perfection, this professional discovers that their work becomes more enjoyable and fulfilling. They begin to appreciate progress rather than fixating on flaws, allowing for greater job satisfaction and a healthier work-life balance. In another scenario, a parent may hold expectations of creating the perfect family environment, one filled with constant joy and harmony. However, life often presents challenges that disrupt this ideal. By reassessing their expectations, this parent learns to embrace flexibility and adjust their approach to family life. They recognize that it's normal for families to have ups and downs, and by doing so, they create a more enjoyable and authentic home environment. This shift not only fosters a sense of peace, but also strengthens family bonds. To help you redefine your expectations, let's engage in some reflective exercises. Begin by identifying one unrealistic expectation you hold. This might pertain to your career, personal relationships, or even your self-image. Once you have pinpointed this expectation, take a moment to reframe it into a more achievable goal. For example, if you have always aimed for perfection in your work, consider setting a goal that emphasizes improvement over perfection, such as completing a project to the best of your ability without the pressure of achieving flawless results. Another exercise involves creating a vision board that reflects your personal definition of success. Gather images, quotes, and symbols that resonate with your values and aspirations. This visual representation will serve as a reminder that success is subjective and can take many forms. It can inspire you to pursue your dreams on your own terms, rather than adhering to external pressures. As we conclude this chapter, it's vital to understand that letting go of unrealistic expectations opens the door to authentic self-acceptance and joy. By redefining what success means to you, you create space for personal growth, resilience, and satisfaction. Embracing flexibility allows life to unfold with all its unpredictability, transforming challenges into opportunities for learning and development. In doing so, you not only honor your true self, but also cultivate a more fulfilling and enriching life experience. Chapter 15. Confronting Fear of Judgment. Fear of judgment is a pervasive concern that can significantly hinder our journey towards self-acceptance. It creeps into our thoughts, stifling our self-expression and discouraging us from presenting our authentic selves to the world. This fear often leads us to hide behind masks, conform to societal expectations, and suppress the unique qualities that make us who we are. Understanding that not everyone will accept us is crucial in overcoming this fear. While human nature inclines us to seek approval, it is essential to recognize that our worth is not determined by the opinions of others. Embracing this perspective allows us to liberate ourselves from the chains of judgment, fostering an environment where we can be true to ourselves without the burden of external validation. This shift in mindset opens the door to genuine self-expression and authentic connections with others. One powerful way to combat the fear of judgment is through self-affirmation. By building our confidence through positive affirmations, we can fortify our self-esteem against the criticisms and judgments that may come our way. When we remind ourselves of our strengths and inherent worth, we create a shield that protects us from the negativity that can arise from others' perceptions. These affirmations act as a daily practice, reinforcing our belief in ourselves and our right to express who we are. Consider the story of an artist who, after much hesitation, decides to share their work publicly for the first time. Despite the fear of criticism looming over them, they take the brave step to unveil their creations. To their surprise, they find not only support from their peers, but also appreciation for their unique perspective. This experience becomes a turning point, demonstrating that facing the fear of judgment can lead to unexpected validation and empowerment. Similarly, think of a student who chooses to voice a unique opinion in class. Initially filled with anxiety about how their peers might react, they gather the courage to speak up. In doing so, they realize that their perspective is not only valued, but also inspires thoughtful discussion among classmates. This reinforces the idea that embracing our individuality can enrich the experiences of those around us. To put these concepts into practice, begin by writing down your fears related to judgment. Acknowledge them, but also challenge them by countering each fear with a positive affirmation. This exercise can help you reframe your thoughts and build resilience against the fear that seeks to hold you back. Additionally, seek opportunities to practice speaking up in safe environments, such as supportive groups or among friends who encourage your authentic voice. As we conclude, it becomes clear that confronting the fear of judgment is a transformative step toward embracing our true selves fully. By recognizing that acceptance is not universal and that our self-worth is intrinsic, we empower ourselves to live authentically, fostering connections that are genuine and fulfilling. The journey to self-acceptance thrives on our willingness to be vulnerable, to share our unique stories, and to embrace the beauty of being ourselves without fear of judgment. In this space of acceptance, we find freedom, creativity, and the courage to shine brightly in our individuality. As we reach the end of this journey towards self-acceptance, it's essential to reflect on the key lessons we've uncovered together. At the heart of this exploration lies the understanding that self-acceptance is not merely a destination, but a continuous journey of embracing your true self without judgment. We have learned that recognizing and celebrating our flaws can transform them into strengths, allowing us to foster deeper connections with ourselves and others. In relinquishing the burden of perfectionism, we can appreciate the beauty of progress over perfection, understanding that it is our unique paths that truly shape our identities. By cultivating a positive mindset through gratitude, self-compassion, and the courage to embrace vulnerability, we empower ourselves to break free from the shackles of self-doubt and negative self-talk. Each mistake serves as a stepping stone for growth, reminding us that our worth is not defined by our failures, but by our resilience and capacity to learn. Setting healthy boundaries and curating positive influences in our lives enhances our emotional well-being, allowing us to navigate the inevitable changes and challenges we encounter with grace and adaptability. As you move forward, I encourage you to incorporate the practices discussed throughout this book into your daily life. Start by writing letters of appreciation to yourself, reflecting on your achievements, and practicing gratitude regularly. Embrace good enough thinking, celebrate your milestones, no matter how small, and seek out opportunities for lifelong learning that ignite your passion. Most importantly, share your story, for your experiences hold the power to inspire and uplift not just yourself, but those around you. The path to self-acceptance is a new beginning, filled with endless possibilities. Each day presents an opportunity for growth, renewal, and the chance to redefine what fulfillment means to you. I invite you to create a vision board that captures your aspirations, outline your hopes in a letter to your future self, and take that first step toward living authentically. Remember, the journey is uniquely yours, and by embracing it fully, you will discover the profound joy that comes with being unapologetically you. Now take a deep breath and step forward into your new beginning, armed with the tools and insights you've gained. The world is waiting to witness the incredible impact of your authentic self. Don't forget to share if you find this content helpful, and don't hesitate to leave a comment or suggestion. We always welcome your feedback. Have a great day and a prosperous life. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss new videos from us. Thank you for supporting our channel.